Hi, I'm RickDior, and welcome back to my Wicked Percussion Book playthrough. Today we're going to do numbers 20, which is wonderful, into number 20A, Set Them Free the Monkeys, and 20B, Dillamond Discovered. So this is a fast-moving part of the show. We're kind of out of our operatic phase here. And this is sort of a vaudeville kind of piece, an old school kind of thing, and it features the xylophone prominently. None of it's real hard. It's not much compared to the symphonic orchestral music I normally have to play, but there are a few tricky licks. And what makes it even more difficult is you have to hold things in one hand while you play xylophone with the other hand. So I set up another camera today by the xylophone, so you'll be able to see me play that. This particular piece, which is wonderful, uses a siren whistle once again, as you heard in One Short Day. It also uses the slide whistle, and it uses sandpaper blocks, the only time in the show this happens. So for these, I just use regular woodworking blocks that I use for my own woodworking, and I use 80 grit sanding discs, and I put some Velcro on there so they go on and off real easy. And I change these out probably every 4 or 5 shows. So these are a little bit worn out. But, you know, when I do the show, they're usually pretty fresh. Now, you may want to play this close to a mic so it gets heard. It's a soft shoe kind of routine that goes on stage. So we're going to show you some of these licks real quick in front of, or on the side of that xylophone. So let me get my glasses on and move over here. So the first thing you're going to want to realize is that there's a few little setup issues. So the ratchet, which doesn't appear in the show except for this, I believe, has a little solo here. It's just one beat. So 1, 2, and then you got to play xylophone a high D with it. So you'll need to mount that ratchet, because if you hold it, you can't play xylophone. And then right after that, a couple bars, there's a siren whistle and a xylophone solo. So you're going to want to play that siren whistle with it around your neck so you can drop it and it doesn't fall on the floor. So it'll look like this. And then you go right to the vibraphone after that. Quickly, 3 mallets. So you'll see that, and then sandpaper. Now, then you're back to the xylophone, and there's a lick with the singer that goes like this. Now that can vary from night to night, and singer to singer, and show to show. I've played that many ways, with a multi-retard, a little retard, no retard. So you gotta kind of use your sixth sense. And also, the conductor's trying to catch it too. So you're kind of almost on your own there. So sometimes you have to play it like this. Or this. Okay? And you can play that a hair louder than pianissimo. Just a hair. And then right after that, you need to pick up your slide whistle and hold it in your mouth. And then you're going to play xylophone with your left hand. And then the final thing is, in this Free the Monkeys thing, you have this kind of lick that looks hard, but it's not. But you're doing this. So it's pretty fast, and you're playing that with the woodwinds. So that's a point to show you may want to have them turned up in your AVM, you know, your headphone mixer. So let me play that sequence for you. Skip ahead a little. So you see there how fast you got to get to that beltry. And right after that, you got to run to the vibes and do this. So you use xylophone mallets, not too hard, on the vibe. And luckily, it's a marcato hit there. So that little sequence is extremely tricky to do that. And you got to know what's coming and think about what's coming. So I'll play this whole sequence for you. And let me get strapped in here, and then we'll proceed.
Can't we start again?
Don't you think I wish I could? I would give anything to turn back the clocks, to go back to that time when I actually believed you were wonderful. The wonderful Wizard of Oz. No one believed in you more than I did.
Dillamond, try to understand. I never had a family of my own. I was always traveling. So I guess I just wanted to give the citizens of Oz everything.
So you lied to them?
Only verbally. Besides, they were the lies they wanted to hear. I never asked for this. I planned it in advance. I was merely blown here by the winds of chance. I never saw myself as a Solomon or Socrates. I knew who I was. One of your dime a dozen mediocrities. Then suddenly I'm here respected, worshipped even, just because the folks in Oz needed someone to believe in. Does it surprise you? I got hooked. Had all too soon. What can I say? I got carried away, and not just by belief. Wonderful. They called me wonderful. So I said, wonderful, if you insist, I will be wonderful. And they said, wonderful. Believe me, it's hard to resist, 'cause it feels wonderful. They think I'm wonderful. Hey, look who's wonderful, this corn-fed hick, who said it might be keen to build a town of green and a wonderful road of yellow brick.
But it's all just smoke and mirrors. And that's the truth.
The truth is not a thing of fact or reason. The truth is just what everyone agrees on. Where I'm from, we believe all sorts of things that aren't true. We call it history. A man's called a traitor, a liberator. A rich man's a thief or philanthropist. Is one a crusader, slash invader, all in which labor is able to persist. And there are precious few at ease with moral ambiguities, so we act as though they don't exist. They call me wonderful, so I am wonderful. In fact, it's so much who I am. It's part of my name. And with my help, you can be the same. At long, long last, receive your due, long overdue. Now, Papa, the most celebrated are the rehabilitated. Such a whoop-de-doo, a celebration throughout Oz. That's all to do with you. Wonderful. They'll call you wonderful.
It does sound wonderful.
Trust me, it's fun when you are wonderful.
I could be wonderful.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful.
Wait! I'll accept your proposition
Wonderful.
on one condition.
Yes.
You set those monkeys free.
Done!
Yes! Yes! Fly! Monkeys! Fly! Go! Yes, go! You're free! Go! Go fly now! You're free! Fly! Fly, monkeys! Yes, go! You're free! Go! Kissery! Kissery, you're free! Go! Go fly now! Yes! Yes! Thank you! Thank you, your office! Thank you! You!
No!
Under the blankets! Get out here! No, no, no! No, it can't be! Dr. Dillamond!
Alpha, but we couldn't let it continue speaking out!
Dr. Dillamond, are you all right? No, don't be afraid. It's me. Elphaba. Dr. Dillamond, don't you remember me? Can't you speak? You want to know my heart's desire? It's to fight you till the day I die!
Guards! Halt!
Are you all right, Your Osmus?
Fiero?
I don't believe it.
Fiero, thank God you're...
Silence, witch!
There's a goat on the lamb, sir.
So there you have it. Not too bad. Just a few little tricky switches in there that you're going to have to practice over and over. There was one part that I wanted to tell you about, that last piece there. I do have to, or I do sometimes, play that vibe part with timpani mallets like this. So I'll show you that. And the reason is because that timpani part right after that is very important. It's a soft roll, and if you play that with vibe mallets or harder mallets, it sounds bad. So you do this. And that's how I choose to do it. There's lots of different ways to do these things, and there's literally hundreds of folks who've played this particular part, so I'm sure there's a million different ways that they've done it. But that's how I do it. So I hope you enjoyed that part of this series, and we'll be back soon with the next part.